To hike in Nepal, you are clearing weeks off your calendar. You are spending thousands of dollars on flights, gear, and guides, and you are spending months getting your body ready for the mountains. And if it is your first time coming to the Himalayas, you are almost certainly stuck trying to figure out which of the two legendary routes to take, Everest Base Camp or the Annapurna Circuit. Because they are both in Nepal, it is incredibly easy to assume they ask the exact same things of your body and deliver the same type of experience. They do not. One of these trails is a constant grinding battle against a severe lack of oxygen. The other is a daily test of how many stairs your legs can climb. Pick the wrong one based purely on bucket list allure, and you risk ruining a massive investment of your time and money. We need to look at what actually separates these two trails so you can match the right trek to your reality. We have to strip away the travel blog marketing and look strictly at the mechanics of each route. We will evaluate both treks across 3 concrete criteria: the visual and cultural payoff, the specific biomechanical toll, and the actual trail environment. This split-screen chart maps the exact requirements for both treks against your constraints. It shows us exactly what each mountain demands of you. On the left, Everest scores incredibly high on global prestige, but it also demands maximum tolerance for high-altitude risk. On the right, Annapurna requires a much longer time commitment and demands significantly higher daily physical output from your leg muscles. This forces you to trade the fantasy of seeing everything for the reality of what your vacation days and physiology can actually handle. Let's start with what you are paying to see. The trail to Everest Base Camp runs entirely through the Khuntu Valley. This is a highly concentrated, austere environment. You are walking through a world made exclusively of rock, ice, and towering monolithic peaks. Culturally, it offers extreme depth. You get a profound immersion into Sherpa history and their dedicated Buddhist monasteries. The Annapurna Circuit asks for something different: more time. In exchange, it gives you extreme environmental and cultural breadth. You start at the bottom. You hike through subtropical jungles and massive green rice terraces before you ever reach the arid, high alpine zones. That longer topographical journey introduces a wider variety of people. You move from traditional Barun villages up into Manangi communities, eventually reaching sacred sites like Muktinath, where Hindu and Buddhist traditions converge. If you want an intense, singular focus on high alpine rock and Sherpa culture, you choose Everest. If you want a continuously changing visual and cultural narrative day after day, you choose Annapurna. Now we move from what you see to what your body actually has to endure to get there. On Everest, the core biomechanical challenge is passive. Every single night, you are sleeping at progressively extreme elevations, eventually hitting 5,300 meters at base camp. This comparison matrix shows the specific physical toll. Looking at altitude demands, you can see your baseline fitness does not matter here. You have to take strict, non-negotiable acclimatization days to let your red blood cells catch up. The severe physiological risk of altitude sickness dictates your entire schedule. You move slowly, or you get sick and go down. Annapurna trades that sustained altitude grind for active muscular punishment. The climax of the route is crossing Thorong Law Pass at 5,400 meters. The second row updates to show daily exertion. To get to that pass, you have to push through relentless, steep daily elevation gains and losses. It demands far superior cardiovascular and leg stamina. While that mountain pass is technically higher than Everest Base Camp, you only spend a few hours at that extreme altitude before rapidly descending again. Everest tests your body's passive ability to process thin air over 2 weeks. Annapurna tests your active mechanical ability to climb stairs day after day. You also need to accept the logistical realities of hiking during the peak spring and fall seasons. The route to Everest is busy. The tea houses are packed, the markets are heavily commercialized, and you will share the path with continuous lines of other trekkers. But that traffic is largely a result of the route's profound history. You are participating in a shared global pilgrimage to the site of legendary mountaineering achievements. That energy is a feature of the experience, not a bug. The Annapurna Circuit, by contrast, offers much quieter trails, especially in the isolated high mountain sections above Manang. The caveat is how you access that isolation. Road construction in the lower valleys means you will occasionally have to navigate around modern infrastructure and vehicle traffic early in the trek. On Everest, you sacrifice wilderness solitude to participate in a global phenomenon. On Annapurna, you get true exploration, but you have to tolerate encountering lower valley roadways to reach it. Stop looking at the mountains and start looking at your calendar and your capabilities. These scorecards map to your constraints. First, the Prestige Optimizer. If you have 14 to 16 days, want a focused alpine environment, will manage altitude risks, and value global recognition, your choice is Everest Base Camp. Next is the Wilderness Purist. This is you if you have 18 to 21 days. You prioritize diverse landscapes, possess strong cardiovascular stamina, and prefer lower trail congestion. Your choice is the Annapurna Circuit. If you select the mountain that contradicts your available time or your physical reality, the scenery won't matter because you will be too exhausted to enjoy it. Whichever path you take, you are stepping into a scale of nature that most people never see. Most experienced guides agree that Annapurna is the mechanically better trek. The pacing is healthier, and the variety is simply unmatched. But Everest Base Camp carries a cultural weight that translates into every language on Earth. Standing at the foot of the highest point on the planet provides an achievement that is permanent and instantly understood by anyone you tell. From a safety standpoint, the expert logistics, the permits, and pacing from seasoned crews are identical on both routes. Stop choosing based on what sounds best on paper. Look at your schedule, assess your legs, and choose the trail that matches your actual constraints.